The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl, on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Ambition is a privilege, nigga. Enough man have. Remember that. Bad mind's a disease, choke. Some man won't catch. Yeah. Well, I never bust a chain or me never pick a pocket. Never see a old man bag and try grab it. Everything me have, you know me work hard for it.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, City of Hope, Epic Battery, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, KFC, Muffler World, Naughty Johnny's, Prince Masters, Royal Caribbean Cruises Limited, Sandcastle Bahamas, and Tropical Gyros.
Good afternoon, good day, happy Thursday. This is a Talking Heads Thursday on Guardian Radio 96.9. This is your boy Pearly in the house. So good to be here with you guys today. It's hot. It's a hot, sunny, beautiful Bahama day. And I hope everybody's doing well. I want to be able to talk to you today, so let me tell you what you got to do.
Here's how you can become a talking head, brought to you by BTC.
You pick up your phone, you dial 323-6232, 323-6232, or 325-4316, 325-4316, or 325-4259, 325-4259, or from the Family Islands, you can call me toll-free, 242-300-5720. That's 242-300-5720. If you're too shy to talk on the phone, no problem. Text me. It's powered by BTC, 422-4796. That's 422-4796. And today, I really, really, really want to hear from you. That's how it goes. Everything is good. What's going on in the headlines, Mr. Producer? Tell me.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
In the Nassau Guardian this morning, the U.S. wants tighter restrictions on students' other visas. Says program has been abused for too long. Playing, but he ain't playing. 35 years in prison for killing a man who started fight. Pintard renews attack on government over crime, and the government continues negotiations with U.S. for Cuban workers. How'd that go? Tell me. And in the business section, Tillgrass files protests with Department of Physical Planning and launches judicial review. Resort has issues with proposed dredging near its project. Integra wants expressions of interest from local business for employee amenities. Anti-Oil Drilling Group slams Challenger Energy Group's annual report. And fishermen say crawfish season off to a slow start. But I had one crawfish for the season yet, and August almost finished. That certain person who's make sure I get my crawfish, I got to give them a shout. So how everybody doing out there? How's everybody doing? It's so good to be here with you all today. It was a mad rush day I'm having, but I'm just glad to be here with you. Now, let's get right to it. You don't remember, but a month ago, the Office of the Prime Minister, under the signature of Latre Raming, sent a letter to IRCA to investigate Pearly. Whether I'm being biased or unbiased or whatever you want to call it. Then over the weekend, we saw going around social media, the general manager of ZNS, Clint Watson, was at the PLP's candidates module, and the president of the Tribune was at the PLP's candidates module. And so the calls were going around, people were screaming and shouting, and then the chairman of the Free National Movement had a press release yesterday, which was answered by the press secretary. So I'm going to read these because I don't want you to think Pearly being biased here now. So I want to read these, and then I want you all to give me your opinion on what should be done. Dr. Dwayne Sands, chairman, the Davis administration warned media must end now. The Free National Movement is calling out the government's blatant disregard for the freedom of the press and its disturbing conflict of interest that undermines the very foundation of democracy in the Bahamas. The facts are plain. Clint Watson must immediately resign as general manager of ZNS. His continued employment while actively seeking to become the PLP's candidate in Southern Shores is an egregious violation of ethics. The national broadcast station, funded by the Bahamian taxpayers, cannot be allowed to double as a political launching pad for the governing party. The Prime Minister's confirmation of Mr. Watson's political ambition only makes matters worse. It is impossible to maintain even the appearance of fairness when the head of the national news is simultaneously preparing to run for the PLP on a PLP ticket. But Clint Watson is not the only one. We also called for the immediate resignation of Latreille Raming, Director of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister. Mr. Raming continues to openly campaign for his party while drawing a taxpayer-funded salary in a government post. This is another clear conflict of interest and a dangerous double standard that erodes public trust. Even worse, this administration hostility towards a free press goes far beyond individuals. The PLP has pursued a deliberate agenda to weaken and silence independent voices in the media. Jamal Rowell, whose powerful satirical cartoons published daily in the Tribune, offered biting political commentary, was conveniently removed from the media landscape after being given a cultural ambassadorship. Juan McCartney, host of one of the sharpest and most influential political talk shows on radio, saw his program abruptly ended after he was engaged by the government's communication regulatory and withering critiques of the government policies were suddenly offered lucrative public service contracts and diplomatic posts abroad, a convenient way to quiet their voices at home. The PLP has used the public purse to gut the media, and the price of these actions goes far beyond the financial burden of their appointments. It is a direct attack on free speech, accountability, and the Bahamian people's right to hear the truth. Contrast this with the FNM's record in 1992 when the FNM won its historic victory. We opened the airwaves and broke the government's stranglehold on information. We expanded access to free expression and allowed the press to flourish. Today, under the PLP, the clock is being turned back 60 years. Bahamians must ask themselves what kind of democracy allows the state broadcaster to become a party mouthpiece, while independent critics paid to disappear. This is a shameful chapter for our nation. The FNM will not stand by silently while the Davis administration dismantles the institutions of free speech and fair reporting. We demand the resignation of Clint Watson and Latreille Raming immediately. The Bahamian people deserve better and not function without a free and independent press. A few minutes after that was left, a statement came from Office of the Prime Minister, response to hysterical statement by Dr. Doreen Sands by Latreille Raming, Director of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister. It remains one of the greatest privileges of my life to serve the people of the Bahamas as Director of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister. Having been appointed at the age of 27, I am honored to have been the youngest senior official appointed to this administration. My job requires me to communicate as needed on all matters of policy and practice on behalf of the Prime Minister and his administration. Every day in this office, I carry out my duties with integrity and in good spirit, guided by the law, the rules of public service, and the trust placed in me. I've never abused my office. I've never been investigated by the police. I've never been accused of coaching a witness or tampering with evidence. I've never been condemned by any court for unethical conduct. I've never given a government contract to a witness in a corruption case. I've never been fired by a sitting prime minister, and I have had the honor to serve two of them. I've never been forced to resign. Dr. Doreen Sands cannot say the same. Before he even became Minister of Health, while still in opposition, he was taking calls from Barbara Hanna, the very person who later became the government's key witness in the Frank Smith case. He later was forced to admit that she was one of his political donors. After coming into office, he met with her in person and directed her to Marvin Deems instead of ensuring the matter went through the proper legal channels. Then, while her testimony was still before the courts, Dr. Sands approved a $1.9 million hospital cleaning contract for her company without the approval of neither the Public Hospital Authority, Board, or Cabinet, a practice for which was founded to be without legal authority. The Chief Magistrate in her ruling called the conduct of both Dr. Sands and Mr. Deems wholly inappropriate, to state it mildly. She warned that their actions create the appearance of a political favor and remain the country, remind the country that justice must not only be done, it must be seen to be done. When Bahamians were reeling from the traumatic landfall of Hurricane Dorian, Dr. Sands showed a profound lack of compassion and respect by shoving the remains of 55 souls into a trailer and leaving them there for a year. It didn't even see fit to attend a mass burial to give comfort to the grieving families. And when the Bahamas needed steady leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic, Dr. Sands was forced to resign as Minister of Health after breaching the emergency orders to allow foreign nationals entry into the Bahamas. He admitted that this was an error of judgment, and the Prime Minister enthusiastically accepted his resignation. This came after almost total collapse of the healthcare system under his watch, which saw Bahamians dying in corridors and parking lots at the hospital flooded and roof caved in. Ain't nothing changed. Again, against this backdrop, it's even more offensive that he would have suggested that journalists who have served with distinction do not have the right to choose professional advancement for themselves, or that if they country they were wrong for doing so. This view is gross, insults those individuals, and shows his contempt for public service. The comments by Dr. Sands are not worthy the paper they are written on. He has no standard, no credibility, and no authority to ask for my resignation. I will continue to serve the Bahamian people with integrity. Sir, don't mix me up in your political games. There you have it. Should Mr. Ladre Raming, should Clint Watson resign? Are they using their offices for political gaming? And let's be fair and put it all on the table there. I think I've seen a number of times that Mr. Raming has spoken to different branch meetings of the Progressive Liberal Party, speaking, I guess, as a PLP. And I guess some people have problems with that, particularly the opposition. Mr. Watson was seen at the module and expressed his interest. Is this a conflict? Is this bias? Is this something that they should not be doing? Is Dr. Sands right to ask for the resignation? Or do you all think that it doesn't matter? It don't make no difference. They could do whatever they feel like doing. Does this... And I guess what he's talking about, too, is a number of senior journalists have been offered jobs by the government. And I'm not, you do what's best for your family. You do what's best for you and your family. And if you're making $5 on the radio station and they can give you $50, then you do what's best for your family. Was it a gutting of media houses by offering so many of them jobs at the same time? When that was asked, somebody said these cub reporters will grow into bears. And credit due, we have a number of young journalists who are doing very well in the trade right now in their craft. A lot of them are flourishing. Yes, some of them started out a little bumpy, but then now a lot of them are doing very well. And what is the difference to them writing on Pearly? Because Mr. Watson, in his position as general manager, have total control on what goes on the air from what does not go on the air. Pearly can't tell Candia Games what to put in the newspaper. I can't tell Charlene what to say on the radio. I have control on what I say in the show, and it's an opinionated show, so I can give my opinion. My callers can call in and give their opinions. So the difference with me and Clint Watson is I don't have journalistic control. I don't have the control to tell them what to put in the newspaper. I can't pick up the phone and say, Candia, don't write that, don't put this. Candia might tell me some words I don't want to hear. I can't tell the Guardian radio news team what to say in the news on top of the hour. They're doing their jobs by going out and gathering the news. So when I come on the station, I am allowed to give my opinion, but I tried as best as possible to keep it balanced. I've said it before, and I will say it again. Latreille, you're welcome to come on the show with me anytime. Any minister of the government, any member of parliament of the government are welcome to come on anytime. We're not going to have no fight, no row. That's not who I am. We'll have a decent conversation. We'll talk about the issues. Yes, I'm going to ask some tough questions, but it shouldn't be anything you cannot answer if you're in charge of a certain area. Callie on the line, what you saying?
Hi, Pearly.
Hi, lady. How are you?
I'm fabulous.
Super.
Now, hold on. You got to backtrack one of those statements you made just now where you said you invited the tree and you said, there won't be any fight.
No, he's my friend. Matter of fact, I was going to go in his little sausage and white rice competition, but I did figure if I had been that, his people would have been mad they let this fella come and beat go.
They wasn't going to be mad that they let this fella. They could be mad that he let the rest of them fella come in.
See, this fella.
That's what it's all about.
We can go with this fella.
You understand?
Uh-huh.
Because he is saying they are writing to ERCA. Did you get a response from ERCA?
I have not heard anything at all. As a matter of fact, I never received a copy of the letter, so I don't even know. I only go by what I see in the press.
So hold on. They write something to ERCA about you, but you were not informed as to what's in the letter, actually.
I found out about the letter. I was on air, and I got a phone call from a particular reporter from another station. When I spoke to them, they asked me, do I want to make a comment on the letter? I asked them what letter they're talking about. Then they told me, I'll send it to you. And then they sent it. I said, oh. So I spoke to management here. I said, they asked me, what letter am I talking about? And I sent it to them and like, oh, we didn't know about this. That's how it started. That's the facts.
That's amazing. And it's very sneaky, too.
Well, that's the facts.
But I'm trying to figure out something here. So Clint Watson, during the time of Dr. Ministerian, he ate Dr. Minnis up for pasta.
And
right?
But you know what? He was fine.
Okay.
He was fine to do that because he worked for a private radio television station. So if he wanted to do that, he was fine. I had no problems with what he was doing. No problem.
You are correct. No one had a problem with it because he was talking and saying what he saw, felt, and feel.
Yeah.
So I understand that. My thing, however, with what Latreille did is it okay for one person to do it that you wasn't doing to begin with? From the commentary that you make, you come off as being as fair as possible. We all listen to you, so we know where your loyalty lies, but you still was being fair.
That's what I come here to do, to be fair, to have a talk show that's fair.
Listen to Zhivago. We all know where his loyalty lies, but he is 100% fair.
Yes.
So what is it? So you are supposed to just speak highly of them, or you're not supposed to say anything negative about them when there are things in the public to say, when the public is making noise about things. So what is it? What is it? So the problem with them is that you're not 100% blindly following them. That's the problem.
I don't know. Mind you, when back in the day when I used to hear them criticize Dr. Minnis and his government, I used to be like, I used to get mad about it to some degree. But then I understood that they were doing their jobs. I understood that they were keeping his feet to the fire and calling him out on the things that he may have done wrong, which is what is supposed to happen.
It makes for you as a government to look into these things that they talk about and make you and try to be a better person.
And all you do is come and explain yourself and say, no, it's not like that. This is how it is, and this is the way it's going. You misunderstand it. Then it's okay, fine, I understand. However, what is this? This is what it is. That's how it go, and I'll say I understand. Simple.
But look at Clint Watson, like the letter you read when you opened. He is putting his hand in the bucket to run. He wants to be somebody's MP.
Yeah, and that's his right.
But
that is his right.
He is in charge of the public radio station. He is in charge of our news broadcast and what we hear.
ZNS doesn't generate enough sales to cover its bills, so the government subsidizes ZNS. They get a check every month from the government to cover salaries, to cover certain bills.
So in other words now, so I'm trying to figure out what is Latreille going to write to ERCA about that. What is he going to say about that? I mean, or that's okay because that's on his side.
I don't know, but it's I'm waiting. See, I don't want to give Pearlie's opinion on this. I want you guys to give me your opinion on it. I want to know what the public feels about it.
They are very biased and they're being very petty because you should not do things like that. If you're going to make it fair across the board. When they started with the media, that's something that we talked about. They are trying to gut the media because they don't want nobody that's going to hold them accountable. They want just loyalty. They want to put the bowl of water out and we come there and lick it up like dogs.
And
That's
you
all
know
they
what?
want.
And guess what? Everybody wants loyalty, but you earn that.
You listen. Your loyalty will come to you when you show yourself approved. When you show that you can stand your ground. When you say what you mean and do what you say. When you, for lack of better term, do like what Ingram did when he came in '92. He said he was going to do things, and we saw what he did. We may not like how some of it was done, like with the roadworks and stuff, because we felt like it put a lot of people out of business for a while. However, we saw what he said he was going to do. So why don't you guys do the same thing? Why don't you guys tell us what it is you spending our money on? Let me know if Bermuda Gate is already taken care of. You know, let me know if you all put back the disabled people money for the thing y'all did for the Right Honorable Obie Wilson. Let us know these things. Talk that.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you. Take care. Interesting. Text. Good day, Pearlie. I can see Clinton resigning after being selected as a candidate, not now. I hear your point, Dexter, but you still have, and I understand he will have to do that. That's their rules. But you still have control over the journalism. You have control over what they say. And you can, if they put in a story bad about about the PLP, you could stop that on ZNS. Is that fair? Director of Communication Office of the Prime Minister needs to get a life and sounds like a lot of BS. It almost sounds like Fred Mitchell talking. Do you believe Fred Mitchell write that for him? Put a fork in it. Over enough is enough. The PLP gone. Good day. NHIA has yet to pay its providers the outstanding funds for July. 60% outstanding. Nor the outstanding for August, 100%. Actually, says, good afternoon. What other garbage for Littre to issue that statement on the letter at the OPM? It appears that any Tom, Dick, or Harry could get their hands on what should be a secure document and write any bad word on it. Is there anyone in charge of the office? Who is the PS? Actually, the Dre Rami should be dismissed effective immediately. This is use of the OPM letterhead is abuse of office. He said it himself. His job requires him to communicate on matters of policy and practice on behalf of the Prime Minister, not to communicate his personal gripes. Mr. Pearlie, I was trying to put in your dumpster like a life saying, when you dig a ditch, dig 2, 3. When I point a finger, remember 4 is pointing back right at you. You should use 1 to gain. Call us, don't go anywhere. We can take a quick break. We'll be right back and can talk to you. Don't go a step. I want to hear what you have to say. This is Pearlie on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. It's a Talking Head station. We'll be right back after these quick messages.
Me think clean. I will never got you for your queen. Remember, say, no man is a island. The only man who is a island, a key man. Remember. So each one help one, so it no make sense about mine and next man.
Class is in session, but today's lesson is flavor. Level up with the new back-to-school buckets. That's 8 juicy pieces of fried chicken, your favorite sides, and something sweet. A group project everyone shows up for. Score a school-themed gift with every mega or super bucket purchase while supplies last. Plus, we're giving away a Samsung Galaxy Tab and lucky winners every week for 5 weeks. Back to school with KFC is finger licking good.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers. For window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Ooh, it's close up. If you set people's seats on edge every time you step on the brakes, it's time you visit Muffler World on Mackey Street. They can take your brake rotors off, and if there's anything left, machine them shiny. Then their technicians will install new pads, and before you know it, you'll be able to stop without people calling social service on you. Trying to hit my car. Children in the car. Muffler World can replace the whole package, including hoses, master cylinders, and more. For first-class brake work, stop by Muffler World on Mackey Street. Open Saturdays 8 till noon.
We're still here. Since 1941, the Armory Company has been your trusted partner and one-stop solution for all your business and technology needs. From printers to copier leasing, point of sale to cloud video surveillance, and access control to ATMs, we've got it all. And we ship to all family islands. Call our dedicated customer service team now at 397-1600 or visit us behind Wendy's on Mackey Street and experience excellence that stands the test of time. The Armory Company. Your success is our business.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape, a Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more. There's every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
It's time for the buzz. What are you buzzing on? Brought to you by John's Shoes.
Ambition is a privilege, nigga. Enough man have. Remember that bad minds are disease, choke. Some man won't catch. Yeah. Well,
welcome back to Talking Heads Thursday. You're on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Well, you are on the air. How you doing?
Good day. I'm talking voice along with you and your audience, really.
Hey, my brother. How you doing?
Bremen, darling, Ferguson, you. Well, I have a question, right?
Okay.
And after the question, I have a comment.
Okay.
Now, the question is, who Guardian Radio has to coordinate the situation in which you speak of?
Management. The management handles that. The general manager and of the Guardian and its management team.
So, two questions. Who's management?
The White Sean is manager for Guardian Radio.
Got you. Okay. Now, my comment is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rania and Spence Street, it's very unsanitary. And I think so sanitary people should do something about it. Because the people with the unsanitariness, so it doesn't even have toilet, a wooden toilet, the outside toilet. And some government should know about it because I've mentioned it over and over. Somebody should do something about the situation. See, so too many people that are working for government in the Bahamas, they are nasty. And they shouldn't be putting the Bahamian public through the situation in which they are going through by, not cleaning up the area in which they're supposed to clean up. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Brother. Thank you so much. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. Pearly.
Hey.
Okay, in respect to Clint Watson.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Clint knows that he should have resigned. And the Prime Minister knows that he should have resigned. I mean, Clint represents the fourth estate and also a public institution which is funded by taxpayers' dollars. Now, in order to avoid contaminating the seat, or I'll even say this, the fourth estate is supposed to be...
Yeah.
And that's how it works?
Yeah.
So Clint's supposed to be in the middle.
Yeah.
The minute he take a side, prior to taking that side, he should have tendered his resignation because he compromises the position and raises a lot of unnecessary suspicion about the office going forward. But, the Bahamas and the Westminster system and what is fair and what is just is only based on when you're in opposition. But when it seems like when you're the government, you can do as you please at the taxpayer's expense. But that seat, the general manager's seat now, is compromised. And it just goes even further, Just say he were to be elected. This is the type of behavior that he would be displaying when caught up in a particular situation.
No, if he's nominated, he has to tender his resignation or at least take a leave from ZNS.
No, but that's what they say. But
that's the rules. That's the rules. He'll have to step away from ZNS.
Yeah, but then that's the rule. But then the rule is also unfair, because if he puts on his AGM It's okay for him now to wear a political party shirt. That's what you said?
No, as a Bahamian citizen, he has a right to support whatever party he wants to support.
Publicly?
No, listen to me now. As a Bahamian citizen, he has the right to support whatever party he wants to support.
Yes, but
as a general manager or news director of the Broadcasting Corporation, he should not publicly wear colors. He should not publicly come out and speak to those associations. He should not publicly do some of those things because it gives a sense of unbalance. I agree.
But I'm asking you. He does it publicly, so what should happen?
Well,
he already done it publicly, so what should happen?
You tell me.
It's only common sense that you resign because you've already taken a side publicly.
Okay.
He attended the candidate committee or whatever, conclave or whatever that.
But that's no guarantee that he'll get the nomination. That's just a module that they have.
No, but then how does he appear now if he doesn't get it?
Well, I understand what you're saying, and I know Clint personally, and I think he's a very fair and balanced person. However, I understand the look. I understand the look.
It isn't about Clint, It's about the general manager's position.
Okay, I hear you.
Not
it's not about Clint Watson. It's about the general manager of the Broadcasting Corporation, what position he holds politically.
Which should remain neutral.
But many general managers from that place have gone on to public, like the late Charles Carter, the late Kelsey Johnson. Former news director Mike Smith. They've all gone into political life from there.
But we all knew.
The minister right now of Labor, Fred Mitchell, was news director at ZNS. So that seems to be.
But they were engaging in this type of behavior publicly.
I don't brother, why you think you would then go introduce private media?
But that's where that type of behavior is supposed to be for. Even though it still doesn't make it right, but but if you're a private institution, you can do as you please.
Yeah.
You could be biased as you want. You have like in the United States, you have medias who lean left.
Fox is pro-Trump. The rest aren't. As far according to Fox, the rest are fake news.
Exactly. But when you're talking about taxpayers funding a particular corporation.
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to remain neutral, fair, and balanced. That's how it works.
Yeah, they have no argument to say they raise their own funds because they don't. The government has to subsidize them. And I don't know how much it is now. I know it was as high as $12 million a year. I don't know what it is now.
That's my point. Even that basically validates my point even more. That's why he should have, once he made up his mind that he's going to go out publicly and attend that particular conclave or whatever it was, he should have already tendered his resignation.
I hear you. Okay.
That's basically how it works.
All right, brother.
Work.
Okay.
But obviously it wouldn't, and he'll perhaps stay there until perhaps if he gets it or if he doesn't get it, and then nobody will still want to be looking at whatever comes out of that station as being credible.
Okay. Thank you, Carl.
That's the damage that would have already been done by him coming out publicly, attending that particular conclave.
I hear you.
But again, this is the Bahamas, and anything goes.
No, man. But anyway, I hear you. All right. I got a text call coming right now. I got a text says, Earl, please tell that gentleman in the OPM that he should have not said how great he was and how young he was in any press release he issued. That is for someone else to say, not to big up your own ego. This is the first sign that he has no integrity and is all about himself. Anyone with any class or well-known and respected Dr. Sands, he is acting like a 5-year-old reminiscent of Donald Trump, not a so-called professional. Mr. Raming needs to check himself and remember he works for us. We are the government and act like a professional. He should have allowed the PM or his party to answer Dr. Sands, but not him and not in his position. He knows, as per usual, he is wrong. Time for him to resign. Collie on there, how you doing?
Hey, Pearlie.
Yes, sir. You get back here already.
Clint Watson.
Uh-huh.
When he participated in that activity on the weekend, he was being an aspirant for that party, right?
Yes.
And they said they have to be a card-carrying member of the party, right?
Yes.
And they had to pay a fee to participate in that activity, right?
Yes, it ain't $300. Don't quote me on the figure.
Hello.
Yes.
Paying the money means he has gone overboard
Okay.
to participate.
I hear your
Why
point.
are we running on and quibbling over this? He has gone too far.
Okay.
He
And what?
is committed.
what's
Let's
your-
say he had taken and participated in the COI or the FNM exercise in the same nature last weekend.
Uh-huh.
Today is Thursday. Where would he have been today?
Gone to whom?
Huh?
Gone home.
He wouldn't have had to. He wouldn't have had to be asked to resign.
Yes.
He would have been fired.
September 16th, the government changed, and September 23rd, I got a letter sending me home.
Hello,
Okay.
Purdy.
Yes, sir.
Now, Lytrell.
Uh-huh.
He needs to. He needs to stop liking man. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
see, I can't let you say that. I mean, I know you mean the baby steak in the Bahamas, but all right, go ahead.
You have something against you?
I don't know.
And it got to be
Mm-hmm.
because you being unbiased, taking all the calls, but just like they have something against me, you have the same thing against you like they have against me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
We don't bow because we real men.
Okay.
That's the problem. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thanks for calling. Call you on there.
Hey, Pearlie, how you doing?
How you doing?
All right. I just want to give you a good explanation that I did earlier today. I just want you to listen to this very carefully, okay?
Okay.
Undermine the credibility or continuity of existing media systems, narratives,
Yes.
or institutions.
I understand.
Capture and control the flow of information to dictate the public discourse. Divert public attention from pressing or damaging issues. Dismantle or delegitimize media as an institution entirely. And that is called MD4. Disruption, domination, distraction, and destruction. What happens now, you talk about media disruption, media domination, media distraction, and media destruction. So what it does is it weakens truth in an institution, erodes press freedoms, subtly, nice and subtly. And it's a tactic used to survive scandals. And so if we take the time to look at what had happened before the election and continuously what has happened over the last 4 years, you will see this is a textbook MD4 and a power play. And so it is something that was conceptualized in 2011, and it's something that seemingly has occurred over the last 8 years at least, 7 to 8 years at least. In retrospect, you can look back and see perfect picture play. And we have to be very, very concerned because what it does, it undermines the legitimacy of media and allow individuals to dictate the narrative that we believe and could take us off course. And I'm going to write a paper on this. So hopefully, I have to try. I talk long and I write long, so I have to try to shorten it. But we must be very, very aware that this is a political tactic that the government is doing. And you can see that, and the question I'll ask you when I end and say this, you see how another 2 media house leadership is also coming on board. The question you have to ask yourself, is that a subtle invitation to join or a personal desire that came about on their own?
I got you. Thank you. Okay, call you on the air.
Hey, Pearlie.
What's happening?
Man, listen, this is all about bending the laws without breaking it. Basically, if you look at the court system. The judge is there to balance things, but the lawyers are there to bend things up a bit, right? And to see if they could get their client either off or a lighter sentence. You look at the banks. The banks will try to put fees on you, but until there's a conscious uprising, particularly from the government to say, hey, we've had enough, nothing can change. There'll be bank fees upon bank fees because this is where cleverness meets conscience. You see what I'm trying to say here?
Uh-huh.
So, this whole exercise, and even on the political front, everybody's just trying to bend the law without breaking it. And breaking it is determined when you reach the point where people say, okay, you have crossed over. well, that'll probably happen at the voters' booth. But we have a society here that's been used to. We thrive on bending and outright breaking laws.
Well.
We break the speed limit, we run the red light, and when we get in court, we try to plead innocent.
Yes.
We challenge the law. So we have an intent to challenge breaking the law. It's our culture to some degree. Not all of us, but it seems to be a willful violation that we just continuously do. We go to bed with it on our minds.
Yes.
How I can fix this? Pearlie, if your son comes to you right now and says, Daddy, I'm in deep, deep trouble. When he tells you the story, you realize the boy really should be under the jail. You're going to fight.
Yeah.
For your son.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful day.
Take care, my brother. Call you on the air.
Yeah, Pearlie?
Yes.
Yeah, a good show, man.
Thank you.
I tend to agree with what the previous caller said, what's so special about Clint Watson? Why the Prime Minister has announced that and make that such a big event?
Say that one more time?
Yeah, I'm saying, why did the Prime Minister have to announce this thing about Clint Watson? What's so special about him?
No, I don't think he. No, in all fairness to Clint, some pictures were taken at the module. It was put on Facebook. So it did its rounds around. It did its Facebook rounds, and people were talking about it. And then the media saw the Prime Minister, and they asked him about it. And the Prime Minister said, yes, he has aspirations of running for us. The Prime Minister didn't give a opinion either way. He just said, yes, that happened, and he just acknowledged that he did attend the module. It wasn't. He didn't make the announcement. So
I just take a cockeyed view of it, because I remember when the government had all that cultural thing in Dubai, it was alleged that the Bahamas National Youth Choir had requested to go along with them as a part of the cultural
exhibition. Yeah.
And I understand that Clint Watson Church choir group was taken.
Well, I noticed it's a choir group that he heads. Yes.
Yes, and that was a slap to me as far as Bahamians concerned. I thought that's a slap to the nation, because the national team, national choir, they had traveled the world over renowned and all of that. Why was he chosen? He had a position. Clint Watson had a position in the Prime Minister's office. That
yes.
He was automatically favored now to move out of there and put in as general manager. Boom. So all these things make me have a cockeyed view about, why is he so special? I'm sorry, I made it sound a little.
I understand.
Yeah. So that's why I called.
Okay. Fair enough.
But thanks, man. Great.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling. Appreciate that. Right. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Hey, Pearlie, you can hear me clear?
Yes, sir.
Coffee,
Wait, brother.
Listeners.
What you saying, brother?
Everything cool. Clint Watson. I believe Clint Watson was ever a politician, maybe people wouldn't see that, and I think he have a bias, like everybody have their biasness, and he tried to don't show it, but everybody have their biasness. He was always a politician, interested in politics. I really believe that he liked politics just as much as his choir Shabak. They sing. He's a good director. That's a good Bahamian group. I think he liked politics just as much or more than singing with the choir. But probably any information on if Simon Wilson them send a little stipend or the allowance for the principals so they could get in the schools. The people
I don't know.
Get the PE uniform for the preschools because nobody could go in there and deal with that. That's something the principal have to deal with, and schools supposed to be open. And anything in the papers with the government saying. Because I don't blame the Ministry of Education neither, or the lady who in charge of labor and public service. I don't blame them for it. I believe this problem is to deal with the Ministry of Finance and all of these agreements they signing off with and not living up to their obligation and commitments for the people. That's why you see the unions, them keep making noise that, they sign and they promise this and that. And this ain't the first government do it, but it's so sickening.
Yeah, I understand.
To know the kind of economic environment we living in, how expensive it. I mean, in the principals, we need them in school. Probably anything about that?
I haven't heard anything. I think that I saw something saying they were still out. I don't know if they went back. I don't know what happened today. But I saw something earlier today was still out, so I don't know quite how far they've gotten with that yet. Hopefully they'll get it. Hopefully they'll get it resolved today or tomorrow.
The best person in the party or in the government to be the Minister of Finance, although most prime ministers want to do something like that. I believe they need to take things serious, like, jump on it, like how they jump on it for friends, family, and lovers, or even the foreign investors. They are principals. Mr. Davis used to Minister of Finance. Come on. If Simon Wilson, I don't understand why. It's like and I'm sure you ain't got to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. Burley.
Pop up.
Burley,
Yes,
I understand the F&M nominating some people tonight, and guess what?
No, they're not nominating. They're just ratifying. They won't nominate until the government announces.
Ratifying, that's the word, right?
They're ratifying some candidates today.
That Camp Road area where the Blue Johnson man will run. I was hearing on the road for a little while. He mightn't get the nomination. So I don't want to say this to people like Blue Johnson, who come from the community, and the people seem to be not attractive, but he seems to be a person who want to serve and relate with the people. So if people like Dr. Adrian Fox, who always does things in the area, in spite he might be a little friendly, I think he's friendly with all the political parties. I think he assists and do things. If he could assist like a Blue Johnson and people like Terry Delancey, that's a businessman. I think someone said they had something right in the Guardian or the Tribune. What he had to say, I don't know if you get that there. But I think with God help, if those two gentlemen them assist with Mr. Blue Johnson, he don't need the PLP or the F&M. He don't need the PLP or the F&M.
Just be a good community act. Just be a good community philanthropist. Be a community philanthropist.
I believe your vice chairman, I believe he's very strong. He's a good talker. He always talk about how he come from humble beginnings. What do you name now? Robertson?
Oh, young Travis Robinson?
Yeah, I don't know if they could do it tonight or they waiting to do it on the
I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see as well.
But he's the kind of guy, he mightn't be wealthy, what I hear, and they trying to offer from the PLP side. I'm not sure from what they doing with the COI, but I think that guy, he know what it is come from humble beginnings, and he know what it is to help to empower his people. I didn't forget he's one of them who voted no or said no under Dr. Minnis.
For the increase in VAT,
when they carry the VAT up on
he was totally against that.
A person like the number man who they trying to send around there for the PLP, they need to send him on one of far-flung islands like Michael, with 5 different islands, because he could afford to do it. I just feel like if they'd have give him a bank and maybe tell him go sit down, we don't really need him in our politics like that. He could save us and help us in many different. Thanks, yeah.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Yes, sir.
What's happening?
All right, yeah.
Now, you're talking about Clint Watson, right?
Yeah.
As long as they ain't announced he get nominated, he have rights to stay there.
Yes. Legally, yes.
Hey,
yes.
They
Yes.
can't just, they got to nominate him. And the other guy who they supposed to get nominated who worked there, what is his name? The Moss fella.
Jamal Moss, yeah.
Right.
Former
he didn't
senator.
get nominated, so he still hold his job.
No, he hasn't been ratified, no.
Right. So he ain't going nowhere, so he can stay there.
Yeah.
So all this talking about, he should resign. No, man. They say he nominated, then he resigned. That's the way it's done.
Okay. All right.
Then the one more thing I want to mention, that piece of property, and I know you hear me talk about this before, of what West of Glaston Road on that Vale Field.
Uh-huh.
Where the fella got all them pilot, and that's a couple acres of land well.
Yeah.
And we running on, but we need land for. Why they didn't build some house there rather than give this fella throwing up that ugly-looking site? I mean, if they gave a piece of land, why didn't they give a piece of land on Fire Trail Road there?
That's a good question to ask. I don't know why.
They giving that good prime property. You could build some low-cost houses there. If you could let them go in there and do full, then you got somebody shark in the back of there.
I hear you. Okay.
I don't know what this government be doing. I guess it's who he is again with a bunch of foolishness. That's a bunch of baloney what on got Michael. That looks stupid.
I hear you.
Anyway.
Okay, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling. We read through these texts before we get off here. The Trey and Clint should not use public office position for their gain or for political gain or official letterhead. Really, it is sad to say that FM need a radio station. PLP has 2 radio stations, ZNS and Beyond the Headlines, them to just mash up the FNM. I blame the Prime Minister. The minute he was aware of Quint Watson's interest to enter in frontline policy, should have asked or have demanded his resignation. If it was the FNM, we would have heard everyone, including Fred Mitchell, calling for the head of that individual. But then again, what do you expect from this crew? They can give, but they can't. They cry like when everyone criticizes them. The Director of Communications at OPM won't resign because the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Chairman of the PLP, ain't no better with his unprofessional utterance and statements. Did you see the last press statement out of Foreign Affairs talking about Ms. Charlotte Green, outrage and uncouth? Brother Purley, the situation with the public service office, whether a political side is taken, it needs to resign and be free to participate in ventures, successful or not successful. That is the risk involved. And lastly, but not least, here we go. Oh, Lord have mercy. If he had attended the FNM module, that's it. This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. This is the Talking Heads Thursday. When we get back, we're going to talk sports. We got my friends from Youth Flag Football here, so we're going to talk a little bit about the new season that's coming up. Thank you for the calls. Thank you for the text. Thank you for listening. This is Purley signing out. We'll be back right after the news.
Everything clean, I will never go just be a queen. So tell them to fight for Jamaica cause the world is mine. From them time until now, be the man still a shine. Oh no, check the stats and no safe from line. For me bad mind people are waste of time. Because me work hard for me money, money. So me days are head bright and sunny, sunny. Sing song, never do nothing funny, funny. Take care of me kids and me honey, honey. Nah, Jamaica will never let you down. King of the dance hall and I wanna give me crown. All we be the man fans gather round and listen to the hit pound sound. But me heart no dirty, me heart clean, clean like the water from the stream. Me mind no dirty.
You know that one sandwich that's lived in your head rent-free? It's back! The crispy barbecue bacon sandwich craving is real, and it's making everything crunch. KFC's bringing all the flavor you love with barbecue sauce, crispy onions, cheddar, bacon, and a juicy extra-large filet, all on a buttery toasted brioche bun. It's messy, it's mouth-watering, it's made to crunch. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well. www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Are you searching for something new? Something exciting? Your dream job in paradise? Well, look no further. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is hiring. Join a dynamic group of passionate hospitality professionals, craft unforgettable moments, and thrive in a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere. Play your part in shaping the future of our team while growing your own career every day. Bring your energy, your passion, and your creativity to a workplace that's as dynamic and fun as you are. At Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, the opportunities don't just exist. They're limitless. Ready to find your perfect fit? Visit Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career today and step into a world of exciting possibilities.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Ambition is a privilege, nigga. Enough man have. Remember that. Bad minds are disease, choke. Some man won't catch. Yeah. Well, I never bust a chain or me never pick a pocket. Never
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, City of Hope, Epic Battery, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, KFC, Muffler World, Naughty Johnny's, Prince Masters, Royal Caribbean Cruises Limited, Sandcastle Bahamas, and Tropical Gyros.
Them I watch everything and me aware. Them not see the hard work and me do for me career. But them I wonder how me things them severe. Them want kill me for the carry me a steer. But me heart no dirty, me heart clean, clean like the water from the stream. Me mind no dirty, me think clean. I will never go just for your queen. Me heart no dirty, me heart clean.
And welcome back to Talking Heads on a Thursday afternoon here on Guardian Radio. 96.9 FM. This your boy Pearly, and here had a very interesting first hour. But now we can make it nice and we can talk a little bit of sports. But just before we get into it, and just before I introduce you to my very, very special guest, let's get right into today in sports history. Today is Thursday, August 28, 25. Today in sports history in 1920. This short too. In 1922, the Walker Cup was held for the first time in Southampton, New York. It is the oldest international team golf match in America. In 1941, the Football Writers Association of America was organized. And in 1972, Mark Spitz captured the first of his 7 gold medals at the Summer Olympics in Munich, Germany. He set a world record when he completed the 200-meter butterfly in 2 minutes and 7/10 of a second. The sports quote of the day: winning is the name of the game. The more you win, the less you get fired. That's from Beep, a Boston Bruins coach. That's true now. The more you win, the less you get fired. So what else going on? Let's check the home front out before we get to who's in and who's out, and I'll tell you who's in here with Pearly. On the sports front. Well, I'm excited about Strawn looking to make an impact at USC. College football season shifts into full swing this weekend. All kind of big games going on. And we got the Bahamian Collegiate football player Prince Strawn, and the USC Trojans will open their season against the Missouri State Bears at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum in Los Angeles, California on Saturday. The season opener will get underway at 7:30 p.m. We're excited. Bahamians, we're excited from the 242. Do well, brother. Do well, brother Strawn. The Bahamas placed 5th in Trinidad and Tobago. And ESPN Fantasy Football Ultimate Draft Weekend deemed a success. Well, hey, millions and millions and millions and millions of people participate in fantasy football. It is such an exciting pastime. I love it. I usually go in about 3 or 4 leagues. I had my first draft on Monday. Think I did pretty well. Not the fancy names players, but I tried to draft where I could get points. So when people was just trying to grab up this wide receiver I was getting, a wide receiver I know can get points, a running back, a kicker, a quarterback, I jump on Lamar Jackson right away. Oh, you don't think I know your names, eh? Oh, my goodness. Anyway, people, I ain't going to tell you what happened. But anyway, my special guests are in here from the Bahamas Youth Flag Football Association. Let me read. Program Director Jason Clark. And my very special coach, Ene Marshall. All right, Bahamas Youth Flag Football. He gave me this. They've been coming in here with me for over a year. Must this is your 3rd season. Y'all coming in here and you think I don't remember?
That's probably it.
I am so hurted. I'm so hurted, Jason. Anyway, how you guys doing? Coach Ene,
how are you?
I am fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah, Jason, what's happening?
Embarrassed.
Just trying to get to he giving me the phone. I think he's giving me one message to read from Muffy or something like that, right?
Just trying to get the formal titles there, you know what I mean? And
you just get promoted?
No, I didn't, Okay. But Coach Ine also serves as our public relations person.
I know that.
She does all our social media and everything as well, too.
I know that.
We're just trying to make it easy for you, man. I know you've been busy and
I
stuff.
so appreciate that, though. But I had to get one.
And I heard you weren't taking our text messages, for 3 days.
Oh, my goodness.
Muffy reported you.
She did?
So, yeah, she did.
But Muffy knows, if I don't answer the text, call me.
Muffy, figure you got to.
Coach Ine knows if she call me, I answer on the first ring. So I don't understand why is there a problem.
So
Jason, I'll answer you like on the 3rd ring, but I still can't answer you.
Yeah. You know what we'll do? Ine, you'll serve as the point of contact going forward. This is a part of public relations.
Yes,
so
it is.
The umbrella.
Yes, it is.
So you'll be responsible for reaching out to Pearly going forward.
Just tell the fella that's Pearly from the radio show. He can understand. That's all. No biggie.
That won't be an issue. I don't think that will be an issue.
How you guys been? It's been a while. It's been a few months since you've been here with me last.
Yes.
Yeah, we
So-
were on break. We were on break.
We're on a little vacation.
But you didn't come back after you had your tournament, did you?
After Spring Bowl, no, we didn't
You
come
didn't
back.
come back
after
to tell
Spring
me what
Bowl.
happened.
We didn't.
So let's go back to that first. How was Spring Bowl?
Well, Spring Bowl was pretty exciting. We had a lot of new faces.
Okay.
But, Spring Bowl isn't, for all the marbles, for the
Okay.
hardware.
No, not just a little-
Yes,
that's-
it's just a little warm-up,
little teaser, yeah.
So it was pretty good. We got some new talent. So we're very looking forward to our regular season on Saturday.
And then the regular season begins on Saturday.
Yes.
So Jason, how many teams did you have?
We don't have the teams down pack just yet. I know registration so far is about, I think when I checked this afternoon, we were around about 135 kids so far. But, we became his last minute.
So normally, how many you had last year?
We were very close to about 200. I think one night we were there about 200.
So you expect to hit that number
Yeah, I
again?
expect we're going to hit that number,
Okay.
especially with an A now talking about the number of the new kids that we see in there. A lot of our regulars aren't in there. So we expect the number to hit around 200.
So you got a
again
lot
this
of
year.
new kids.
Yeah.
Which age group they coming in?
We haven't evaluated the age groups just yet.
But it's been all age groups.
Yeah, it has.
We've had a lot of new faces.
More
I
girls?
I just
More
want to
girls
say,
as well?
I saw
Yeah,
a
we had
bump
a
in the
few.
females.
In
I
the
was very
females?
surprised.
Okay.
Yeah, because you could tell by the names. Some of I looked up on, I saw ladies.
Listen, you can't have it. People these names are cheering all kind of funny name nowadays.
Well, sorry.
You
I
were
saw the
so
name. I didn't assume. Because I saw the name. And in our tool that we use, you can click on the name and it brings up the photo.
Okay.
Because you have to load a photo in, and they were females.
I was going to say something, but if we talking youth flag football, we can stick to youth flag football.
So they were females. So we did
Okay.
see a bump in
Wonderful.
the
That's
female
super.
the female
That's great.
registration, which is very exciting in that
Yeah.
regard. You know what I mean? So very, very, very happy about
So they
it.
getting rings again? Yeah, that rings.
We got,
Yes,
they got rings.
we got
yes,
rings
yes.
for the high school
For-
tournament.
Oh, that was the high
Yes,
school tournament.
uh-huh.
So
First time
who
ever.
won the high school tournament? I can't remember.
H.O. Nash won the junior division.
Uh-huh.
And I don't remember who won senior. You remember who won senior?
Boy, you could drop CA. Drop C people in the I get my daughter use that way. You can drop C now. You can say it, it ain't
Your
gonna hurt you.
favorite school.
I think St. Augustus won. The St. Augustus won senior.
Oh,
the
okay,
senior
okay.
division.
But just checking,
Okay.
But you ain't got to be like that, man.
As a matter of fact,
Were they back-to-back champions, I remember correctly?
not in the senior division. Yes.
Yeah, they back-to-back. But I can remember. You know, I can remember
They
that.
are back-to-back champions. No, what was
And H.O.
what was
Nash.
so funny? Yes, the H.O. Nash. I saw one of
Yes,
the H.O. Nash
that's
kids
fantastic.
registered, and I just clicked on the name, and as his profile pic, he has his photo with his ring stick.
I can't
He
believe it.
registered with his
Can't believe
championship.
that. I know what I do. I come to get another one.
I thought that was so funny.
That's
But-
cool.
but
That is
I'm
cool.
happy.
That sounds
First
like
time we did
Derek.
rings. And with
That
them,
ain't Derek.
I can't remember his name, but I saw him this morning. I saw him in
That's
the tour this
fantastic.
morning. But man, no, we're definitely doing rings again this year. We're doing something a little different in our championship. Our championship
For the regular season.
Yeah, our championship is gonna be a little different this year.
You want to tell us? So you know?
I don't know. I don't want to speak on a turn.
Is
but
that Coach Anaes should be telling us about that, or who should
No, it's just, we're still
I don't
in,
know.
Oh, y'all ain't,
in
so
the planning
it's
stages.
best kept secret right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes.
sure. Well, you know what? I'll drop a nugget because I did speak to a member of his family today.
A chicken nugget or a gold nugget? What you drop?
A gold nugget.
Okay.
So I spoke to a member of his family today, and I did attempt to reach out to his young daughter, and I did also reach out to one of our former teammates. So this is our 10th season.
Yes.
And being our 10th season, we had one of our founding coaches who was with us, Mr. Dominic Kiki Varakis.
Yes.
And so he passed away.
Yes.
He passed away literally the day after coaching out by there. He actually left the field not feeling well.
Oh, boy.
And basically, for the most part, that was the last time people would have really interacted with him.
Okay.
So this being our 10th season, we really wanted to honor him.
Okay.
Because he's been passed now, I
yeah.
think, about 7, 8 years now.
Yeah.
And so we'll be doing something special at championships
Wonderful.
to honor him
Oh,
and
boy.
his contributions to our youth
That
league.
is was all about.
So so there was still a couple of people we need to touch base with to talk about the date and to say this
Okay.
to them personally before privately. But I think the fact that we would reach out to his family this morning, to be honest,
And they were all on board.
and well, they would have reached out, but I'm pretty certain they would have
That is
they would be
fantastic.
very there. Yeah. So around him. The date is December 6th, but we're definitely going to be on more to talk about that.
Of course.
A little later
You know, y'all got a home here with Pearly.
Yeah, man, to talk about that.
As long as you bring Coach Nave. You don't bring Coach Nave, let me come
Well,
on.
Coach Nave may have to come by yourself next time.
No, you gotta come chaperone. I ain't want to come with a thing. I come with chaperone. I can't run, I got bad knees. Come with chaperone.
What I'm saying is, when we can only send the person,
that's no problem. But of course, on a serious note, that is no problem.
Yeah.
I always say I support young people. I support the young events, particularly events like this. Them old fellas, I rather talk to you guys, and because you're building young people, and you're not only teaching them a sport, but you're also teaching them discipline and how to be great young men and women, and that's what it's all about. And that's why I support you.
Yes.
Okay. So Saturday you kick off what time? Tell us where you got to be. What's the registration fee? How you register? Give us the tea.
Okay, so on Saturday we kick off at about 12 noon.
Okay.
Since it's our first day, we're gonna have our title sponsor RBC. They're gonna be out, and we'll just be doing just a little mixer on that day to get all of the kids acquainted with the BYFFL.
Okay.
And so
no games on Saturday?
There won't be any games. There won't be any games for a few weeks.
Okay.
Because we're going to go through all the fundamentals, teach the kids,
that's right.
before we break them out into teams. And so Saturday is day one. Registration is $175. All kids are mandated to wear our uniforms. And if you haven't...
So let's be this clear. Don't because you see them going red shirt, you can go and buy that red shirt.
No.
You got to pay the $100. You're going to get your uniforms once you pay your money.
Yeah,
and it's all standard.
Yeah, so $175 is just a registration fee. Before you won't have to purchase any uniforms.
Okay.
You purchase your full uniform at a cost of $100.
Oh, so the whole total participation.
So if you're brand new to our program, it's $275.
Okay.
And we start from ages. Well, we have started taking on 5-year-olds.
Wow.
As young as 5-year-olds,
Okay.
yes. And to 17, 18.
Okay.
Girls and boys.
Okay.
So for those that haven't registered yet, we do have a Facebook page. It's called Bahamas Youth Flag Football League.
Yes.
And we have the link. We have the link on that page where you can go to register your kids. For persons that may have a little challenge, we can assist with on-site registration on Saturday morning.
Okay.
But that is, that's only if you're having challenges.
So we're telling you, register online, and
Yes.
then you'll get a notification online letting you know you're fully registered.
Mm-hmm.
You come out there on Saturday if you're having challenges. In other words, if your internet down, if your phone break, if you're not quite certain what to do, you come and you do that. Outside of that, who on Facebook, TikTok, and all that, just follow it's very simple. Just get on the link and it'll tell you, fill out your name. And not no pile of information. You ain't got to give your bank account number, nothing like that. You ain't got to give us how much money you got in the bank. So you just fill that out and you're good to go.
We also encourage you, come out a little earlier, like 11:30 or 11:20.
So if you need help,
assist you.
Exactly.
Yes. Exactly.
So if you need a little help, come out earlier.
Yes, and even the new persons, you got to come out earlier because returning persons will just be registering and going straight, into what they got to do. The
Okay.
new persons got to come out. Probably they got to pay if they didn't pay online. They got to get fitted for the uniform.
Yeah.
So we always ask our first timers to come out for 11:30.
So you got a little tent for them to go try the uniform in there.
Yeah, man. We got tents there. Some
Okay.
go back to the car. Some
Okay.
people put it on right there. They don't, whatever.
Okay.
But that's how we do
All
it.
right, and then so on Saturday, it's any training on Saturday or just getting to know the kids and getting to know the coaches? And
We will have a brief opening ceremony, take some photos as well.
Okay.
We will have some training that will be going on, introductory stuff as well, in that regard. And then going forward into week 2, 3, 4, we'll break you into your actual age categories and deal with you in age specific for the drills and what have you, so we can give you more focus
You
attention.
know what I'm interested in the draft.
The draft, listen.
So let me ask you this: you keep any players from the old team, or you start from scratch each year?
No.
But we did that last
We did it
season.
last year
You did what?
because
You started from scratch last?
Yes.
Okay.
and that was only because what we were doing the years before was everybody stayed with your team and be drafted every year. But the age brackets are about 3 years apart. So after 3 years, teams kind of almost reshifted to a whole brand new team. So since you had more new people to add to your team for the draft, we decided just to redraft. So since we would have redrafted, everybody's probably going to be in their division now for about 3 years. The draft would really only be with first-time players who are coming up now. And so the draft will probably be around the end of September.
So just you're not drafting from scratch this year?
No.
So you got most of your players, so you just adding to your team?
We'll just be adding, yes.
So any I know like scouting thing, anything you see interesting you might want to draft?
I have a couple.
Okay.
Really, these guys are tricky, man. During the trainings, what they do during the trainings, the same 4 weeks of training that they give them the drills, when they start to notice the excel, they start to the kids that are excelling, they would ask them, hey, what's your name? How old are you? Some who are not good, like Coach Monroe, he ain't good with no names.
No.
He's take your picture with the camera and you're looking, right? So during the draft, he'll say, I taking red shoes. Or he's like, you take the fellow with the green cap.
Okay.
The one who's come, you have others like Coach Allen who would look in the actual portal and click on a name with the picture and go through, right? And
he doing this easy, real.
He got to see, but and taking long to make his choice. So everybody got their own little slick method. We got Coach Akeem who asks a name on the slick to the kids, and he has a little white book in his back pocket. He writes them down, so they don't know who they first, second, third during the same period of assessment.
That's the fun part of it for the coaches.
Yeah, man. And then when they come together to do the draft, we really have a good time with that draft, having fun and what have you and all that, So really, it's a really good
you just
exercise.
make sure y'all come in here. Let's do it. You want to come in before or right after the draft? I want to hear the fun. Let's come right after the week after the draft. Y'all come. I want to hear the stories. That's what I want to hear.
Well, it'll be good to have the pre-stories before the draft, and then have the post-stories after the draft. You know what I mean?
Bring a couple of them coaches with you.
Yeah. It'd be good to do that.
So, any kids you've lost? I mean, I say lost, who've gone off to college now?
But I'll tell you, one of our
and maybe playing football over there.
Yes. So what really happens, or what is really happening now? I'm happy you raised this question, though, Bertie. Is that because we are doing mostly kids, youth kids, the real age our kids now are really targeting for the U.S. is really not college.
It's
high
really
school now, high school. And we did have one kid who actually just went off last week. His mom sent me a clip at Life Craft Academy. He's there. And we're now also forming a bit of a partnership with that group.
Okay.
In that they will do regular cycles down here to run camps to scout our talent.
That's high school. They're supposed to use that word.
Yeah, words.
No, they're pearly words. Pearly said that. No one else. No pearly words.
Yeah, just to assess the talent that we have here in the
That
Bahamas.
makes sense.
You know what I mean?
And it's a great opportunity.
And it's a great opportunity. But now that we have it established on a cyclical basis, it's something that we will have in our calendar as well.
Basis.
Yeah. It's like it is an ad hoc or random. It'll be on the calendar. So even if you plan a vacation, I got to be here this week because it's an opportunity to showcase my talent.
So this is one high school you're working with so far,
Yes.
and hopefully you
Yes.
get an opportunity to work with some other high schools.
The very first one that we are satisfied with has met our criteria, and we know a number of the kids that are going there.
You should speak with my co-host Naughty.
Yeah.
Naughty's son plays high school football.
Okay.
In I won't say Pittsburgh, but don't quote me on that. Somewhere in the Northeast.
Okay, we'd be more than happy.
It might be nice to do a link up for it because he came and saw Stat Boy, and we call him Stat Boy. Saw Stat Boy, and all of a sudden he's the big man on campus.
Yeah, man. That's good stuff.
All right. So what else? All right. So this week is the opening. So the little mix and mingle. You meet the sponsors. You kiss up to the sponsors. Thank you for them couple of dollars, I guess. That's cool.
Just a couple of dollars.
You gotta play it off a little bit.
The sponsors also promise a treat to the kids on day one. I will say our sponsors usually don't come empty-handed. And I would just say those kids who miss day one, you're going to be sad that you missed
you bragging. See, I say the little thing, right? Because then other people here have good, they treat you and they can try to teeth them for God. Yeah. So I just saying that little thing just to play it off. We know they're good care.
They're very, they've been very good sponsors to us. The time frame they've been with us. I will say too, if I can put a plug in here.
Sure, go ahead.
We have now expanded, and Abaco will now be opening.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
So what's going on in Abaco?
Abaco will now be opening their season this Saturday as well.
Okay.
Coach Allen is down there, Marcel Dulce, from the Bahamas Youth Fly Football League. It's been going pretty good. He has close to about 40 kids already signed up in the portal.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Abaco had a very, 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 very vibrant youth league. Much more vibrant than we had. Well, I think we would have surpassed them maybe now.
Okay.
From where they were. But they were very good, very talented. And I'm talking like back in all the way of 2012.
So
very
now,
established. But
so
now,
go ahead.
Since Dorian, that simply collapsed. And so it wasn't coming back, and Coach Allen is now there, and so he's done it, and parents are excited.
Super.
That something's coming there for their kids.
So you got New Providence.
Got New Providence.
You got Abaco.
You got Abaco.
You got Grand Bahama, right?
Got Grand Bahama.
Who else?
Eleuthera.
So you got 4 islands so far.
But Eugene Shocker Mins is doing his thing there. under his brand, which we support. We've gone to a tournament there.
Okay.
They're coming here under their brand. We support them and help them as best we can.
Okay.
And they come to Nassau to play XYZ. They're already talking about going to Abaco, saying it's easy to go to Abaco. So they're already targeting Abaco to play
that's chalk
for them
They
and
think
to
that's
play
chalk.
weekend games.
Okay.
So their view is, hey, we have a couple of teams here in Abaco. What we can do on weekends is just boat across to to Abaco, from Eleuthera to Abaco, play some games and then boat on back. So that's how they're looking, because it's easier to navigate there than there. So they have their plans and targets set on Abaco as well. So we're really looking forward to
So
great
is there
stuff.
plans at the end? So hopefully at some time in the future of a national,
We will have nationals within the
championship?
different age divisions. We're definitely going to make it happen. We're coordinating schedules in terms of Freeport hosting a tournament, which they did earlier this year. We hosting a tournament sometime. We're hoping to go to Eleuthera for a tournament to help them out in October. So we have, even though our season is going on, we still got quite a bit of plans happening this season. In that
is wonderful.
Want to put a plug in there too, that anyone at the sound of my voice interested in coaching, we are open to coaches and volunteers, XYZ. I always tell people it's a labor of love. If you're passionate about football and passionate about pouring into our youth, hey, we'd be happy to have you. There is a certification program you would have to take and do just to, have the
Probably coming one day, not this season, because I got another project I'm working on. But once that project is successfully completed, then I'll have some time to do some things.
And I will say, even though this leg of the program is 12 weeks, if you only can commit 6 weeks, we are happy to have that 6 weeks from you. The more help just makes the load a whole lot lighter. If I get 2 people for 6 weeks, that's a coach every week. If you someone doing 6 and someone doing another 6, it helps. So the bigger the pool, even if you got 4 weeks, we will take that, because we could always use the help, always use the assistance.
See, my thing is, if I come there 1 week, I won't come for no 4. I'm come for the whole thing. And I do promise you, by next season, I should be in a position to be able to give you some help.
But I always tell people, life happens. And
Yes,
we
it
understand
does.
that. Whether you got to attend a funeral, whether something's going on.
No, missing one in here is not a problem. Missing one,
But we are very open
Okay.
and very there. Now, my core folks like, Coach Ine here and my admin team and what have you, those guys are dedicated to the
Yes,
core.
must give credit to
yes,
them.
man, gotta
Must
give
give
credit. They always
particularly
do.
Coach Ine. Congratulate you for the commitment you've made.
Yes.
Anytime there's a come, she's always here to talk about it.
Yes.
Always makes me feel like I'm the greatest comedian in the world, and that's Naughty's job, but that's fine.
Her job is to laugh at all your
Yes, and I love it. That's what I love. I say boom, she laugh. That's fine, but I love that.
Yeah, so definitely looking forward to this, and we're trying to do something special in Abaco for this weekend as well too, even though it's their first week.
Okay.
A treat for the kids as well. So all around, man. Even if you are here in Nassau, know of a kid in Abaco, they'll be playing at the Abaco Sporting Complex in Murphytown at 2:00 on Saturday. They have the sign up on a big billboard as well there in Abaco as well. So if you got families and friends there. I think
Abaco
the flyer
Sporting
should be on our
Complex in
Facebook page as well.
Murphytown.
You can share it.
So Abaconians, get out there and support. And then Freeport, who could go across on the ferry, take the ferry over, and Grandmama on the ferry, take the ferry and go across the line and go and support them. I'm so happy to see that Abaco is back on track.
I'm very happy
and look
too.
forward to seeing other islands join.
Very, very happy.
Saturday's the opening of the Bahamas Youth Flag Football League. Please support them. There's still some opening spaces for those who want to play from age 5 to 17. So
You take them up to 18. Once you are 18 as at January 1, you are good to go.
Okay. Brother Jason, so glad to have you back.
And I don't know, did we mention the location for Saturday for Nassau? Nassau,
It's at our regular playing field at the rear of the.
That's a given. And the Thomas
Yes.
J. Robinson track
Yes.
field
You
stays
just
right there.
may have some newcomers listening who are not aware.
And you got
But that is our home.
You come on the new highway and you turn and you drive around in the back there, and you'll see them on the field, and that's their home, and it's a wonderful field.
If you're on Thompson Boulevard and you're standing by water and sewer,
You can see
us right under the field.
But you sit down and watch if you choose to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But so good to have you here.
Man, Purdy, we're happy that
It's
you have
always a pleasure to
And
be
look
on
forward
the
to
show.
bringing you all back soon. Tell Muffy, if I don't answer the text, call me.
We finished with Muffy.
And when I walk over there, I can see Muffy by me,
We finished with that.
Okay.
And they will be making those calls.
Very good, and they will make it wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you guys for coming. Look forward to seeing
Thank
you again.
you for having us,
This is
Pearly.
Pearly here on Guardian Radio on the Talking Heads Thursday at 96.9 FM. We're going to take a break. When we come back, college football starts this weekend. NFL, they all cut down to 53 men. And my dog just won last night, so you know I in hog heaven. We'll be back right after these messages.
Me think clean, I will never go just for your queen. Me heart no dirty, me heart clean, clean like the water from the stream. Me mind no dirty, me think clean, I will never go just for your queen. Remember, say no man is a island, the only man who is a island.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape, a Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more. There's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
Looking for tech solutions without the hassle? Since 1941, the Armory Company has been the Bahamas' trusted tech partner. From access control and cloud video surveillance to smart home setups and laptop repairs, we handle it all. Need a repair? We've got you covered, no matter where you bought it. Can't find what you need? Call us at 397-1600 for a custom solution. Visit us behind Wendy's on Mackey Street with delivery to all Family Islands. The Armory Company, where your tech problems meet their match.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Class is in session, but today's lesson is flavor. Level up with the new back-to-school buckets. That's 8 juicy pieces of fried chicken, your favorite sides, and something sweet. A group project everyone shows up for. Score a school-themed gift with every mega or super bucket purchase. I'm giving away a Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 to 9 lucky winners every week for 5 weeks. Back to school with KFC is finger-licking good.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Some man who catch. Well, I never bust a chain or me never pick a pocket. Never see a old man bag and try grab it. Everything me have, you know me work hard for it. So why some dirty nigga bad mind me for it? Every day them see me out the road and me a flat. Buy me one a liquor, so me have me one a glass. Y'all them
Welcome back to Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, the Talking Heads Thursday. Breaking news. I always wanted to say that. Breaking news. Micah Parsons is now a Green Bay Packer. The Dallas Cowboys reportedly traded the star pass rusher to the Green Bay Packers today, who then gave him a record-setting 4-year, $188 million contract that features $136 million of that is guaranteed. Guaranteed, no matter what happens. The Cowboys, it wasn't like the Herschel Walker trade, but the Cowboys was able to get 2 first-round picks and defensive tackle Kenny Clark in return for Parsons. Boy, who won that trade? Right now, the Green Bay Packers won it, but in the future, it could be the Dallas Cowboys. But that's awesome news. I thought he wasn't going to sign. Oh, Jimmy said he's going to sign. Quality on the air. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's up? I thought this is Naughty calling to cry on my shoulder. What's happening, bro?
No, I want with them Dallas Cowgirls.
What's up, Coach Seymour? What's happening?
I am wonderful, man.
That was a big sweep this weekend.
Yes, and when we look at Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, up until last night, you could see where the rotation. Your rotation is good. Because Pearl, you know, at the end of the day, pitching will win you.
Pitching wins championships. Offense packs the stadium. Yeah.
And Yamamoto, Glass, now Snell, Ohtani,
and Kershaw, they all pitch great.
I don't know how you're going. I don't know how. Because you know, some you may not hit as well. Same thing for the other team. But when you have a pitching staff like that, and then you had the injuries early to the arms, and you can have them available in October.
Yep.
I think, you know, a lot of stress the Dodgers give us in the summer. I think it can pay off in the end.
It's starting to come together. is starting to come. The starters are coming together. Even Sheehan. Sheehan has pitched a hell of a season.
Man, listen.
Yeah.
And you see the Robert Ory of the Dodgers.
Yes.
Kike Hernandez.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's back, and he had a good 2 games. Yeah.
You know, once it's a playoff, he's a completely different player.
Exactly.
You know, I really saw something last night, and I was like, you know what? All right, okay.
Yeah, no, it's starting to come around. The hitting is starting to come around. You know, I was a little worried last night with Will Smith not playing and Freddie Freeman not playing last night. Like, oh man, but Mookie Betts had a good game. Otani did well. Kike Hernandez came in there. Teoscar came in. So the team is starting to hit, and that rookie, Freeland. I don't know if he's going to make the plays. He's the heir apparent to Max Muncy. He's the heir apparent.
He is. And I like the backup catcher as well.
Rushing, I was a little concerned, but he's starting to come around. Yeah.
I've been pulling too hard for him, man.
But,
he's hitting now.
Me and my brother was watching the game last night, and I said, Bray, show me the reason why we let Austin Barnes go. Please show me the reason why we let Austin Barnes go. They said, I was like, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
But and then I see
and he did.
Tanner Scott looked pretty good in day before yesterday. I think Yates is back. Trinian looked pretty good last night. Now we just need to get Muncy back, who I think he should be back next on the road trip. And then Scott and then Tommy Edmonds should be back. So the team is coming together. Like I always say, I rather have them injuries in the early part of the season than September and October.
Then have them late. Yeah, man.
31 games to go. Thanks for calling, Coach. So good to hear you, my fellow Dodger. But the big news, the Dodgers, just to reiterate a little more what Coach said, the pitching, the frontline pitching, the starting pitching is really doing a good job. They're giving you your 5-6 strong innings. Otani was awesome. He gave up 1 bad pitch, solo home run, but he was struck out 9. He was awesome yesterday. And if that's an indication of what we can get in October, it can be hard to beat the Dodgers because Glasnow's starting to look good. The kid Sheehan looked good. Otani looked good. Kershaw was 4 or 5-0 for the month of August, and he's really pitching well. And he doesn't have the great stuff anymore, but he really using his veteran abilities, his experience as a pitcher to beat you, and he's doing good. He's placing the ball. His curveball was looking sharp. His slider was looking good. I'm excited about what I'm seeing in the Dodgers, and if they get back healthy, they can be very hard to beat. So, Sweppy, I think we got Arizona now. We should be able to do well. I think the next 10 games, the Dodgers could go 8-2 easy. I'm comfortable. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Yeah, Pearl, what's going on?
Hey, Muff, what's happening?
Hey, Chris got that on tape, boy. Hey, that could mess up his whole birthday weekend, boy. That jack up his whole birthday weekend.
Oh, don't worry. Birthday's passing and be set.
No. Yeah, Chris got to play that. That's why me and you make sure I say, Chris, record it.
Yes, Chris got that recorded. We can drop that.
We can drop that on him.
Chris, you can't find that now.
On him.
Then Naughty said he could be signed by his birthday.
Yeah, but he talking about he could be playing next week Thursday when the season open. Well, Naughty, I know you're listening. You're all just dead now. Ain't nothing happening with Michael Boy.
You Naughty cussing right now, right?
Yeah, but I know
I'm surprised he ain't calling down because he don't let you get that last say in there like that.
Man, Sunday, that's spoiled his whole birthday weekend.
No, man, Naughty still listen. MJ is gonna make sure Naughty has a great birthday. I'm gonna make sure he has a great birthday. You know, we'll make sure of that. You know,
for real.
You know,
but what's going on with Rashid Rice, man?
Well, you know, he was racing that pretty fast car he had back in the off season and got in an accident and some people got injured. I think he may have fled the scene. Don't quote me on that part, but he got in some problems, so he may get off legally. So, but the NFL just say, listen,
7 games.
Is it 7 or 6? 6.
7.
Okay, whatever amount it is, that's plenty.
Yeah.
No, he's 6 games. He's back for game 7. He's back for game 7.
Back for week 7.
For week 7.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the NFL don't play with that behavior outside, acting like thugs. I mean, doing foolishness. So brother got to pay for it, and that can hurt him in the pocket.
For real. But you know, the 2 college games I'm looking forward to on Naughty birthday though. You know, the UOM
U of M and Notre Dame. Notre Dame, that should be Notre Dame is my favorite college football team. That's you know that.
The University
of Miami, and that should be a good game to watch.
That would be that's a rivalry, a 32-year-old rivalry, and we ain't playing 8 years. I mean, they ain't played them in 8 years, and a big fight was in the last game.
But Notre Dame is built for the playoff championships.
Yeah.
They're built for the playoff championships. Now, whether they can be there or not is a different story.
Yes, it is, yeah.
But they're built for it in terms. So it should be some good games. It should be some good games this weekend.
And the next game, the next one of the two is Archie Manning.
Yeah, Texas and Ohio State. Number 1 against number 3.
Yeah. LSU should be a good game, too.
Then you get Marshall going to Georgia. Alabama got Florida State. Nevada and Penn State. These are the key games.
Yeah, four solid games.
Yeah, it should be some good football this weekend.
Yeah.
And then the Bahamian Prince Straughn is playing Missouri State on Saturday at 7:30, so that should be a good game to watch.
Yeah, a whole good weekend.
And then the next top 10 game is LSU and Clemson. Yeah.
Right, and then the week ran out, and then the next day they come quick.
Yes. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready for some football? All right, brother. Take care.
Yes, brother.
This is going to be exciting, but it's the big news. Micah Parsons now a Green Bay Packer, 2 first-round picks, and a defensive end from Green Bay goes to Dallas. Micah Parsons goes to Green Bay. I understand he's excited about it. He signed a $188 million contract with $136 million of that guaranteed. Ooh, boy. So, I guess tomorrow Naughty will break it down for you. We'll talk a little bit what do you expect from Dallas. I guess he's got to deal with the shock of it, and and MJ got to pour some water on him to make sure he's all right and all that, and we'll see what happens. It's a blow when you lose your star player. It's a blow when your star player, and particularly with a trade like that, it's a blow. But he's been through it before when they made the big move with Herschel Walker, and they got a bunch of picks, and Dallas bounced back and won some championships. This could be the same thing, and he did say if he doesn't sign, it could be a trade of the Herschel Walker magnitude. But the key to it is how early in the draft will those first-round picks be? Because Green Bay's going to be a pretty good team, so Green Bay probably picked 20-something, so that's way in the end of the first round. But the first-round pick is a good pick, no, it doesn't matter, particularly if you can fill some needs. So we're excited about that. Let's get to the picks. Well, I'm not excited about it. I really don't care what happens to Dallas, to be totally honest with you. There I said it. Let's get to the picks. Let's see what we got today. Let's see if any. All right, let's look at the WNBA today. All right, we got the Washington Mystics at the Liberty. The Liberty 7.5-point favorites. Sometimes the Liberty make me think that they're going to repeat as champion, and sometimes I wonder what the crap they doing. I'm going to take the Liberty, but I'm not going to take them. I'm going to take them in the money line. I'm just afraid. I just don't trust them right now. I really don't trust them right now. We've got the Seattle Storm at the Minnesota Lynx. Both these teams play people boo with you as well. But the Lynx is a really good team. The Storm will come back and play a big game today and then look like crap tomorrow. I'm going to take the Lynx and the points today. They're home. They're tough at home. They're hard to beat at home. I just think they're going to give us something good. And then my girlfriend in Chicago Sky at the Phoenix Mercury. I don't know what to say about the Sky. Because Angel Reese comes in, gives it double every night. Then the rest of them, you don't know what you're getting from them. You don't know at all. Cardozo, she give you double today, then tomorrow she get lost. So I don't know. Hopefully this season is a dud for the Sky. They won't make the playoffs. But hopefully we'll see some things move around and they'll be all right. I'm going to take the Mercury, but I'm going to give the Sky the points. So I'm going to take the Chicago Sky the points today. Mercury at 12.5-point favorites. I think the Sky will keep it pretty close today. I hope the Sky will keep it pretty close today. All right, but you never know. But I'm all right. So that's it. Boy, brought to you by Island Games. Thank you so much for the text. This has been Pearly on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM and Talking Heads. Naughty will be in tomorrow to talk and break down the move with Micah Parsons. And the last text said, hey, Pearly, I see your Dodger pitching staff had a combined 19 strikeouts last night. They showed that they did well. Take care, everybody. Be safe out there. I'll be on tomorrow afternoon and see you next Thursday.
But me heart no dirty, me heart clean like the water from the stream. Me mind no dirty, me think clean. I will never grudge you for your queen. Me heart no dirty, me heart clean like the water from the stream.
Don't settle for ordinary when you can have the Farmhouse King only at Burger King Nassau. It's back! Sink your teeth into 100% flame grilled beef, stacked with crisp bacon, melty American cheese, crispy onions, a fried egg, and the bold sauce that adds the perfect kick for a flavor sensation fit for a king. Grab the Farmhouse King as a combo with fries and a drink, or go all in with the Farmhouse King's Feast. It's bigger, it's better, and it's only at Burger King Nassau.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Now let me see now. 326 EPIC. Hello? This Epic battery. This Miss Beulah from around the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Praise the Lord. It's about time. I live too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam, he's a hacker, and he could go right there and get fit.
We ship also to the Family Island.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Ambition is a privilege, nigga. Enough man off. Remember that. Bad minds are disease, choke. Some man won't catch. Yeah. Well, I never bust a chain or me never pick a pocket. Never see a old man bag and try grab it. Everything me have, you know me work hard for it. So why some dirty nigga bad mind me for it? Every day them see me out the road.
NFL analyst. He's over at First Things First today. Actually, after the show, he's also, an all-time great wide receiver for the Packers. He had a good run with the Vikings as well. And he's a bodybuilder. Greg, how we doing today, man?
I'm excellent.
You are. Okay.
How's it going, Rachel? I haven't seen Rachel in a long time.
I know, Greg Jennings. How are you?
What's happening?
Rachel's very popular around here.
You get out in the trenches with these guys, Jason. You got to come to more practices.
Absolutely.
We sweat on those fields in Green Bay.
I bet. It's interesting, Greg, because last time you were on with me, it was like we ended on a sour note because I asked a question you didn't seem to love. Maybe you've already forgotten it. You do a lot of interviews. You're famous. But I'm going to start here with a tough one. Your boy, Aaron Rodgers, was voted the most annoying player in the NFL, according to a recent poll by, I believe it was Action Network. Greg, I know you're tight with Rodgers. I'm sure you guys are texting about this. How is he holding up after being named the most annoying? First of all, do you agree with that sentiment? He has been a little annoying the last few years.
Well, I think anytime you're in the media as much as he's in the media and your popularity is where his is, everywhere you go is to compete for a Super Bowl, and him giving you a chance and that not happening in the past few years, you start to get a little annoyed with that, and the excitement starts to dull in the locker room and around the league. And but to say somebody's the most annoying, typically it's because of, number one, how you feel about them, how they portray themselves, and they're probably not winning games. Not a lot of people are going to say, if you are winning and having success, that you are an annoying player.
It's interesting because Kelsey and Mahomes are 2 and 3, and they're winning a lot. Aaron Rodgers, not as much. By the way, have we talked about this? Do you think in Pittsburgh, Rodgers is going to thrive and make the playoffs, as you see the list there?
Look, I'm not sure if they're going to make the playoffs. I wasn't high on the Pittsburgh Steelers last year. Now, they surprised a lot of us and probably a lot of their fans based on what they had at the quarterback situation. I don't see Aaron Rodgers being an extreme upgrade. And I understand we fall in love with the resume. I play with the guy. He is a spectacular quarterback. He was a spectacular quarterback. He's not that version of Aaron Rodgers that we've seen in years past. Can he show flashes of that? Of course. But the level of consistency of having that be sustained, we haven't seen it. We have not seen it since second to last year in Green Bay, second to last year in Green Bay. So I'm not picking the Pittsburgh Steelers to do anything this year. And it doesn't have a whole lot to do with Aaron Rodgers. It's just I've seen this team in years past just because of other teams in that AFC conference not living up to what the expectations were for them.
Your Packers made the news this week. Now, listen, it's a little sus that this started from some random on social media, but the Packers were then linked to Micah Parsons in a possible trade, and Gutekunst was asked about it and was like, I can't talk about it. It's all very coy. I cannot envision a scenario where the Cowboys trade Micah to the Packers, or the Packers being like, hey, we'll give Micah all the money after giving up draft picks to get him. I don't see it, but maybe I'm missing something. Where are you on this?
Look, in a fantasy world, and that's where we all try to like to live in our imagination sometimes. This would be unreal if this happens for the Green Bay Packers because they've struggled with getting after the quarterback. Obviously, Rashawn Gary and Luke Van Ness, who their main pass rushers are. Luke Van Ness has not lived up to the hype. Rashawn Gary, since the injury, has been good. He hasn't been great. Yeah. And just when you have a name like Micah Parsons and you know what he can provide, and you have a defense that's really good and may have some troubles in the secondary, we will see. That's pending. You need guys that can get after the quarterback. And so everyone in Green Bay would love this until you start to talk about what you got to give up to get him.
Yeah, there's no way there's a Herschel Walker package. That's just not, I don't think.
That's not what the Green Bay Packers do.
Right. That's just out of character for them. I do have to ask, about the Parsons stuff. And I know a lot of the audience is like, why are you guys talking about Dallas? Because they haven't made a conference championship game since 1995. You might as well talk about the Saints or the Panthers. But I am curious, do you think that, Dallas is kind of still an interesting team, or are they relevant?
As a former player, there was always noise around and surrounding the Dallas Cowboys because of the star, because of the history and America's team and whatnot. But then you see them play and you're like, man, look, they're just like any other team. However, they have an owner that is loud, that draws attention, that is going to have us talking about this team for one reason or the other, whether they're having success on the field or whether they're making noise because of situations like contract disputes or what have you. We're going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys because that's how he has orchestrated this thing. So are they relevant? Yeah, they are relevant. And they're a team. Look, we look at the Cincinnati Bengals as a team that has a chance because they have a great elite quarterback. And we call Joe Burrow an elite quarterback. Dak Prescott has his work cut out for him. Regardless of what takes place with Micah Parsons in that defense, Dak Prescott is healthy. You have added another receiver. Let's see what you can do. Can you live up to this elite quarterback status that you are being paid to be?
Speaking of elite quarterbacks or wannabes, Caleb Williams in Chicago. I'm coming under fire right now, Greg, just because I had to take that, it doesn't seem like Caleb and Ben are on the same page. The messaging out of Chicago, I don't think is great right now. We had Albert Breer echo some of that earlier. Where are you on this first-year relationship? Remember, Caleb was basically freelancing his final year at USC, just doing whatever, run-around guy. And he did a lot of the same from Chicago last year, where he didn't get a lot of structure and he was running for his life, took 68 sacks. All of a sudden, he's going to be a drop-back passer like a Jared Goff? Is that what Ben wants? Do you think that's feasible?
Look, we had a chance to talk with Ben Johnson earlier this week, and a lot of the questions were like, where is he from a maturity standpoint for me? Because the talent, I can agree, it's there. We know he possesses the skill set and the talent. However, the acumen, the understanding of what is being asked in certain situations, and then once you get that down, okay, put your spin on it. Spice it up a bit. But until you get it, you can't just go out there freelancing. And I think that's the messaging that Ben Johnson is trying to get across to his young quarterback. And he knows there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be moments that he does it and he executes it well, and it looks great. And we're going to expect to see that moving forward the moment we see it, because of the talent that we know he possesses. However, Ben Johnson is trying to be realistic and understanding he is a very young quarterback that probably didn't have this type of discipline structure around him last season, and he understands that. And so, talked about the first play of the game, of their preseason game against Kansas City, and the jet sweep, and that being on your quarterback, and how frustrating it is as a play caller, offensive coordinator mind, to see your quarterback not be able to time that up, knowing that's all on you. Those are the types of things that I feel like Ben Johnson is trying to suppress a little bit, because it's like we can't have those type of mistakes when we're trying to be a team that's competitive. We have all the weapons that we need. We're building all this stuff around you to support you. You can't do those types of things. There's certain mistakes that you can take. We can handle that. We can correct that. But when you make mistakes like that, where it's on your cadence to time up a guy that you put in motion and we worked this play all week and it's the first play of the game, those are the types of plays that just stay players, and you can't let that go.
Yeah. So you see on the screen, the Bears host the Vikings on Monday Night Football in Week 1. That's J.J. McCarthy in his first start with the Vikings versus Caleb Williams, who started last year and now has Ben Johnson. Listen, when you were playing in the NFL, Greg, I'm sure you would see the media overreact and you guys in the locker room would laugh. Now you're on this side with the media. You know there's going to be a big overreaction to whoever loses this game. If J.J. McCarthy flops, he wasn't the guy. You know, they should have kept Darnold. If Caleb flops, well, when's he getting benched for Tyson Bagent? I mean, honestly, we're probably headed there in Week 1. Do you think that this is fair to the young quarterbacks?
It's where we are, Jason. This is where we are. Number one, Caleb has come in with so much expectation surrounding him, and then to not deliver or to make it look like, man, did you see what he was able to do? Even though he had a really good rookie season. It was good based on rookies coming in and playing at the quarterback position. However, it wasn't Jaden Daniels. It wasn't C.J. Stroud. We have this sense of always desiring to compare to what we last saw or what we're seeing in current moments. And for J.J., we just saw Sam Darnold take this team, and nobody believed in Sam Darnold.